The Department of Defense in the U.S. of A. just has announced that they spent $504,816 last year for the drug Viagra. For the troops, far too much information. A British father recently has been arrested, and we'll see what happens with this arrest. It's kind of an interesting story. He had his family on a vacation. He was in a restaurant in Spain, and he noticed a man recording his daughter with an iPad, and he went over and said, "Please stop, don't do that, don't take pictures of my little girl." And the guy continued anyway, and he said, "I can if I want." And the father said, "No, you can't." And he went over after a bit, took the iPad, threw it on the floor. The man put up some resistance, and the father hit him, and then he took his family and he left the restaurant. And then what happened is that the fellow that he hit, of course, he had fallen over, but he didn't get up again, and soon he was pronounced dead by way of that single blow. And they found out, though, that just a couple of days prior to that, the bad guy, the dead guy now, had been arrested for possession of child pornography. And so he's out taking pictures in a restaurant. So that's quite an interesting story. I hope the father doesn't, stay arrested very long. We'll find out, and we'll keep you posted. Now, at 3:40 a.m. 2 mornings ago, at America's Best Inn and Suites on Summit Avenue in Alabama, a woman was inside her hotel room, fast asleep, and all of a sudden her door was kicked open, and a bad guy came in, and it was a home invasion at a hotel. She had a gun on her bedside table there in the red room. She took it, she shot the man, she killed him. As she should have, and she was taken down to the police station, not arrested, and they looked at her, they talked at her, and they quickly let her go, took her back to the hotel, they got her another room, and she went back to bed, and the policeman said, "Hey, it's self-defense, clearly the man tried to rob her and she shot him." Sounds pretty reasonable to me. Now, we have a Senator Gillibrand, and she's now fighting to propose 12 weeks of paid family leave at $1,000 a week as an earned benefit for employees, and she says that'll be funded by taxing the top 1% of workers. Of course, who do you think she votes for, or what do you think she is? Kind of sounds like a liberal. Hey, she believes that the lack of such a policy is just archaic. Every other country in the world has this, and we need to give people stuff for nothing. Maybe she's right about that. Most countries do have it because they're a bunch of left-wing places, and guess what? They're not doing very well in terms of their economy. Like if she was to join the pack, not so fast, she shouldn't be doing that. John Baird, he's an elected politician in Canada. He's been a kind of a high-profile guy, and now he has resigned, and his entitlement now will be kicked into an annual pension of just under $65,000 a year. He's 45 years old, and he'll be on Pogey Dell, call it that, with the government, with the taxpayer even, for the rest of his life. He might live 50 years, and he'll be pulling down just a big piece of change, and of course he'll get all the things that come with being an ex-politician. He'll be on boards, and he'll get the big paycheck everywhere else, and people will pay him forever until he dies. Is that a fair system? Kind of don't think so. The University of Michigan now is saying we got to stop people using bad words like illegal, alien, ghetto, gypped. So they have launched a $16,000 program, 16,000 inclusive language campaign program. They're calling it, that's the verbiage, and is to raise awareness about the power of words. Really? Why certain language can be hurtful to others, and to know how to be more inclusive and how we speak and when we speak. Sounds like liberals, again, they want to control everything that we say, everything that we do. I'd like to see who appointed them God. Y'all come back here tomorrow. We're going to have more for you from the right. See ya.